So today we're talking food TV, where it's been, where it's going, the intricacies of actually competing on a show that takes 6 weeks out of your life, sequesters you from every single regular routine you've ever had. Your family is somewhere off in the darkness, your entire life on hold, all for the chance that you might win something, impress Martha Stewart, José Andrés, and win $250,000.
Are you trauma dumping a little bit? Do you speak from experience of the hardship and rigors of television cooking?
Oh, hell no. I'm a hack. I'm just the guy at the judges table. I go on there for an hour and I'm like, you guys have been through a lot. You guys look really scared and somebody's going to cry. I can feel this. And I'm going to try to say this as politely as possible. You need salt on that. You know? So we're talking about the interesting thing that the question I always get about, the cooking shows is what it's like to tell somebody their food is not right. How hard is that to not be a dick about it, and also to do that and still have a good time, being able to. I
don't think I'd be able to do it.
I know, like the Simon Cowells of the world, he could have a great time and then he's like, and also your life is over.
Like I talk shit, but then I do feel bad because I want people to like me.
Well, see, we have, and for us on Guys Groceries, we laugh. We laugh a lot. I actually have to say to the contestants in between takes, we're laughing. I know this is very serious for you because a lot of them have a lot of things on the line.
Yeah. And they've left, like you said, left jobs, left families, they're sequestered.
Right. The Guys Groceries is just like a day or two, up in Sonoma, you can go to wine country and you're all fine. But it's still they have a lot on the lines. There's one contestant.
It's like being on a jury.
Yeah, they were trying to use the money if they would have wanted to adopt a child. You're like, okay, there's no emotional pressure there, and so we always say to them, like, look, we're laughing because we want to keep it light and we have to do this in order to entertain, but we absolutely take our job seriously and we give a shit about what you guys are cooking.
That's interesting.
So just don't think we're there like, ha 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 ha,
like just for entertainment fodder. Like there is a camaraderie on set, and
And so welcome to Happy Half Hour. I'm Troy Johnson. This is Jackie Bryant, smartest woman I know. She is the toy that you wind up and it never stops.
That's true. And you heard this here live on air. The smartest woman he knows.
The smartest woman I know, who also has had so many food experiences in countries that haven't even been named yet. Every time I think that she's never been somewhere, she's like, oh yeah, I was at a tiny villa in that cave. There's a very large underground cave that there's villas in, and I was making my own,
Actually slept in a cave villa before.
So anyways, this is everything you need to know about San Diego's food and drink scene. We're going to tell you all the news that's happening, some kind of hard news, good news this week. We have on the show the woman who just won Yes Chef, which is judged and kind of hosted by José Andrés and Martha Stewart. She's born and raised in San Diego, La Costa. Now she's back cooking at Omni La Costa. She's executive chef. 6 weeks of her life, she won $250,000. We'll get all the insides, outsides about Martha and Jose and what it was like cooking for them. Anyways, a little bit of housekeeping. Del Mar Wine and Food is upon us, and I'm going to talk about it forever for the next 8 weeks because this is our big dream for San Diego. And if you haven't been, it's been one of the best things that I've ever been a part of. Well, I've done a lot of things, and not all of them were successful, but Del Mar Wine and Food has been very, 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 very successful. And I think the reason is because of that place. We get about 100 chefs of the best chefs in San Diego and favorite mom and pops, and we could put them all on this magical stretch of grass in Del Mar where you can see the two ridges aiming towards the ocean. All the Food Network people come and kind of like use their star to kind of shine a light. We've got Michael Voltaggio coming. We got Jet Tila coming. We got Mark Murphy. We got a bunch of other things. For all you Happy Half Hour listeners, we do have a hashtag. You can buy tickets. Go to delmar.wine and use hashtag Happy Hour 15. Hashtag Happy Hour 15. You are going to get 15% off of all grand tasting tickets. I think 15% off of almost everything. It could just be the grand tasting. I don't know. People tell me this stuff.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, no, it's really good.
I'm going to tell everybody.
I know. So we've got dinners throughout the week too. We've got James Beard Award winners. We've got Michelin star people coming up from Baja. We've got.
What's that code?
It's hashtag Happy Hour 15. So anyways, that's September 10th through the 14th. The grand tasting, the big show is 13th and 14th at Surf Sports Park in Del Mar Wine and Food. Now, it's Jackie, the news.
All right, so Lucien opens. Is it Lucien?
I know, we're doing Lucien.
Do we know?
It's a choose your own pronunciation.
I think it's It's Lucien.
Well, it is whatever Jackie Bryant says it is.
Lucien.
It's Lucien.
I butcher French
Lucien
names all the
sounds
time
like-
on this podcast.
Lucien sounds like a drug that I buy from a really modern pharmacy when I'm having trouble concentrating.
I tried to make my confirmation name. I grew up Catholic. Lucifer, and they were like, no, I swear to Christ. Sorry, Christ. Wow. Here I go again. Yeah, actually, they were like, no on 2 counts. That's a man's name, and it's the devil. And like, we really don't think this is funny. They told my mom. It was like a whole thing.
I love the fact that that they said it's
tried.
a man's name, not that it's the Antichrist.
That was the first one. They were like, first of all, no gender bending. I was like, all right, fair enough. Catholic school, in the 90s, whatever, or early 2000s, whatever.
That's great.
Anyway, Lucien. It's open. It opened July 18th in La Jolla, and it's named after the chef co-owner Elijah Arizmendi's son. So Arizmendi has a crazy resume. Per se, Danielle, Spago, and the chef de cuisine at La Bea. So he and partners Brian Hung and Melissa Lang, they're also Per Se alumni.
They all kind of met at Per Se and had this idea of coming to La Jolla and opening up a Michelin-fueled, Michelin-starred, small little restaurant where they're cooking high-end stuff. La Jolla is on fire.
Are we having, and not just La Jolla, like are we having truly and finally actually our fine dining revolution here in San Diego? I mean, we have Lilo that just got the Michelin stars after 10 weeks of being open. Like there's something happening.
Yeah, Lilo basically opened their door, and the Michelin guy was like, "Here you go, take that one. You know what? Let's not even bother serving food. We know it's going to be
good.
Go
past go, don't collect. Just go.
They're like, sir, this is our friends and family. He's like, yeah, no, we're just going to give it to you.
No, so and like kind of to that point, Lucien is tasting menu only, 10 to 14 courses for $260. They've got an almost $200 beverage pairing. Service is Tuesday to Saturday, 5 to 8:30 p.m., which I love personally. The early bird special, like an early bird fine dining. If I could just get my whole fine dining experience wrapped up with a bow before 9 p.m. So San Diego.
I want to be home.
They know their clientele.
I want to be home by 8:30 p.m., 9 p.m. I want to be like just like commiserating about all the inadequacies in my life and like enjoying that flavor still on my yeah.
So I don't know if I hit it home enough, but this is extreme high caliber, big resume fine dining.
And look,
worth the price.
We cover everything here on Happy Half Hour. We're going to do street food.
You'll hear what we do next.
Yeah, like tiny little spots, but this one, you got to appreciate the spectrum. And when people say, I get a lot of feedback sometimes. They're like, oh God, that's just so much money for food. And I'm like, it depends on what food is in your life.
It does.
For me, people are like,
answer.
Is that worth it? Well, would you pay, $800 for front row Bowie tickets? You know what I mean? Would you pay $260 to see what somebody who went through some of the best kitchens in the country, in this brand new place that's been designed really well, and they spent so much money on the build out.
It's like, how do you get your rocks off, and what are you willing to pay for it? And for a lot of people, food, it's a sensory experience. It's exactly that. And I think the human element speaks to so many people too. I've had you spend hours in these tasting menus, right? Like it really is. It's like a concert. It's a concert.
I know. Do you like tasting menus? I like tasting menus 5 courses or less.
I do too. These days, at this exact stage in my life, I'm kind of over it. I will admit though, like for a while before COVID, I was definitely on the fine dining beat when I was a freelancer for a while. And, I went to a lot of the World's 50 Best Awards, and I was writing about those restaurants and traveling to them to write about them specifically. So I have a reverence for it. I have a lot of experience with it, which sounds totally insane to say. Like, I have a lot of experience with tasting menus.
We don't get paid in money as writers.
Yeah, we get paid in experiences, right? Yeah. So I'm like, ooh. But so like I understand them, and I had this moment, I think along with everybody else, with the Bourdains of the world and the opening up food. You travel for food, for these exciting restaurants at these special places at the edge of the earth. I get that, and I appreciate it, and I think there's a place for it. I do think the whole thing's kind of got out of control, and I don't think most people want to eat that way, just to be totally honest with you.
I get fatigue. I get fatigue after about 5.
To that point.
I did a 16-course tasting menu at a San Diego restaurant.
I've done 52 courses.
What?
In Spain. The courses are tiny, but geez, after a certain point.
That's not dinner. That's
like,
an assassination.
On. No, it is. And then you're there for like 4 freaking hours and you're drunk.
Oh, I do not trust myself to get past course 6. Anyways, Lucien is open in La Jolla.
And on the exact opposite end of the spectrum, Las Cuatro Milpas. It may finally close for real. I think it's think it's curtains.
Yeah, so Las Cuatro Milpas, 92 years. When Claire moved to San Diego, she came out to San Diego for the first time. She said, show me a good taco, and I took her there. Is it the best taco in San Diego? Probably not at this point in the stage and time, because the taco arts have evolved. But, they do fresh lard. They fry the tortillas right in front of you. That family, the grandmother started it. The family's a pillar in the community. They would, when kids, didn't have enough to eat, or they would have like cereal boxes ready for them on their way to school. There's a cash only line down the street.
Isn't it the oldest continually running Mexican restaurant in San Diego?
I believe so. We'd have to fact check that.
Yeah.
But so it's been the taco spot in Barrio Logan, kind of like the anchor of Barrio Logan for almost 100 years. And they put everything up for sale. The family has the sisters. The sisters are not getting younger. They said it themselves.
Their kids are not interested.
Kids aren't interested.
They've done well. They've all gone off and got other jobs, have families. They have no interest in continuing the family business. They owe some taxes, about $60,000. They're back in taxes, which is a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, which is a lot. I mean, the buildings will cover that.
Yeah,
for sure.
and it's exactly. So it's buildings. It's 5 buildings on this plot of land, right? It includes a parking lot, a church. So if you can think of where Las Cuatro Milpas is, this is obviously prime land in a prime neighborhood that I think a lot of entities have been eyeing for a while. So they're asking just under $2 million for it. It's 12,000 square feet. There's 2 commercial units, 8 residences, 3 garages, and a storage unit, and 1 Las Cuatro Milpas, of course.
Which, I mean, the thing about, here's the caveat on all this. They're selling the buildings. They're not necessarily selling the restaurant itself. And they were saying they would never sell the restaurant. They would just close it, and that chapter would end. A legend would go off into the night. Well, now Las Cuatro Milpas is open to the right buyer for somebody to buy the name, the recipes.
And that's just a vibe. There's no price on that. Inquire within, and if they deem you worthy, you'll know it. Open
up your trench coat, open up your trunk, and see how much money you got in there, and somebody could buy Las Cuatro Milpas. I would love, I don't know, here's the thing. Would you love Las Cuatro Milpas? Given the legend of the sisters, what they've done, God bless them, what they've done is, would you like it to see it be bought by somebody else with means and try to keep that alive?
No.
Or would you just say, it has been such an epic, good run. It's not going to be the same without the sisters and the family and the lore behind it. Good night.
Listen, all good things come to an end. I think maturing and becoming an adult and continuing to be an adult and just being satisfied on this rock requires letting things go. It requires non-attachment. It requires, I don't know, I think so much of life is knowing when to leave the party. Like things don't have to continue forever. And I think like my age cohort, millennials especially, were like mired in nostalgia, and it's like kind of ruining all of our adulthoods. I think we just need to let things go when they're ready to go. And I say it's time. It's an institution. I love it, but like, do we need a half-baked revival? I don't know. Do we need a fancy revival? Do we need any revival? Like maybe we just need to learn to let go. I'm feeling very zen today.
You ever seen the movie Pet Sematary?
Yes, of course.
Like once it's gone, don't try to revitalize it.
No,
I feel
like
the same.
for real,
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. I will support anybody who buys this. I will.
All of which is to say yes.
I will totally throw down and support you if you want to keep this legacy alive.
I'll be kind of thrilled.
I don't want that kind of energy in the air, but I do think, just personally, like my gut feeling, I would rather see like just this chapter end when the sisters decided it's over.
Right. I don't want them to feel forced.
I know.
Which it kind of feels like. Exactly. So we'll see what happens. Oh, by the way, there is this has sparked a lot of interest, and there is a deadline on this. So get your offers in by August 6th.
August 6th.
Because that's when the sisters will review it. And Peruvian food, it's having a national moment. Maido just topped the world's 50 best restaurants list. It's a Nikkei Peruvian restaurant. And so once again, Peruvian food is on the national stage. And like, if you go to New York, if you go to certain other cities in the United States, there's actually like a ton of Peruvian food. If you like New York in particular, everybody's got their, pollo rostizado spot. We have had a few come through San Diego, and none of them have really lasted. So our food writer, Beth Demon, she just wanted to, take like a global story, bring it local. And she's telling us where we can eat Peruvian food. And
give us a list.
It's the Peruvian, it's a one restaurant list. The Peruvian, to her point. It's not a whole lot, but this is so crazy because like there are a decent amount of Peruvian people in San Diego, and there's a lot of Peruvian spots in LA. Like, why don't we have them?
That's true.
Why don't we have them? So the Peruvian spot It opened in January, and it hasn't gotten a ton of attention. So it's
Lomo Saltado Plus.
Yeah, dude, right? Mesa College Drive, Lomo Saltado. That's like a steak dish with fries, right? Like the very. I'm as we've mentioned, like a roasted chicken, Peruvian chicken, but he's got everything on this menu. Tallarínas Verdes, which is basil spinach pasta with cheese sauce, sauté beef. That's the Lomo Saltado. They've got alfajores, and it's inspired by an all-day cafe in Cusco, which is, city up in the Andes, the base of Machu Picchu. Very beautiful. So, I think they're just trying to bring a little
and
South
just
American
in case
flavor.
you didn't catch it from when she was saying it, because it almost sounded like it was just a part of the sentence, the place is called the Peruvian Spot.
Yeah. No, yes. Good point. That's actually so casual.
That is the name.
Yes, the name is literally the Peruvian Spot.
That's like a who's on first.
Yes. So Mesa College Drive, that is kind of the only spot, and I wish them well. They're also looking into starting up a separate Pollo Rostizado spot, so we wish them very much luck in that endeavor. I will be there.
That's it. All right. Now we are going to bring in our guest for the day. She just, we'll get into this, but she just paid off all of her family's debt yesterday. Actually, no, this morning, because she got a check for $250,000 for 6 weeks of cooking her ass off. All right, so our guest today, Chef Brubs, Emily Brubaker, executive chef of Omni La Costa Resort and Spa, culinary badass, the kind of person who is a vague, extreme overachiever, wins a national TV cooking show while raising a couple kids who will also go on to great things and be badasses themselves. 20 plus years in the kitchen, born and raised in San Diego, right? You can basically see your childhood home from La Costa, as I understand. And you were in Vegas for like 20 years, married a chef. And the biggest thing being is that you just won the debut of Yes Chef with a woman named Martha Stewart.
I've heard of her.
Stewart? Yep. Okay.
Martha Stewart
and José Andrés. I like trying to say his name that way. I apologize.
José Andrés. What a crew, honestly.
Oh,
Yeah, intense, right?
welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. This is incredible.
Okay, first you got to tell me.
Yes.
What were they like?
And by me, I mean
Her? Yeah.
Is she amazing?
She's amazing.
Can you talk for me all day? I mean, that would be great. Honestly, I need somebody like that. I'm like, what am I about ready to say? And Jackie's like, I got this. Sorry, go ahead.
They were amazing. Martha, so she was actually the judge on the Chopped episode I did.
So you had met her a couple years prior.
I did. 2018, I was on Chopped. I think it's season 38. The episode is called Room for Shrooms.
Okay.
So mushrooms in every course. And she was
Psychoactive or non-psychoactive? Mushrooms.
non-psychoactive.
Okay, all right.
yes.
That'd be a better.
I mean, it
That'd
might be a lot more fun
way
half
better
hour if it was
episode.
like,
She gets down. Martha gets down.
yeah. And I mean, I will say Chopped, she was so intimidating, but when she walked out for Yes Chef, she recognized me.
No.
And yeah, she like pointed at me and she goes, Chopped. And I was like, oh, wow. Yes.
Why does that not surprise me? That is a steel trap. I mean, that's an advanced brain that came from outer space.
Yeah.
That is the biggest compliment ever, I think, honestly,
I agree.
as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. So then it felt a little like, oh, okay.
Wow, you won
Yeah.
twice over,
Yeah.
I think.
And Jose is he's an incredible person, amazing humanitarian, so talented, a lovely person, just
Yeah.
like friendly and funny and passionate. It was great.
That's exactly what they seem.
Yeah.
Martha Stewart, I think I would cower inside of myself, find the nearest dark place if I ever met her, because she seems lovely.
I have to admit, like, I don't idolize anybody. If I ran into Jesus Christ on the street, I'd be like, yo, what's up? I would melt.
I know.
I am so in awe of her. She's like truly one of the only people on earth, I think, that I fully actually just idolize. She's
She's the next level of OCD. So there's OCD
So
perfection,
self-possessed.
and then there's
Yep.
Martha Stewart perfection.
Perfection.
Totally different realms completely. Completely.
Is it
And the
intimidating?
fact, like Bill Clinton, who remembers every single person they ever met in the entirety
Yeah.
of their existence.
Well, like she was very clear on the things she didn't like. So we definitely were writing those things down. Like, she's not a fan of this. She's not a fan of that. So we were like, don't do those things.
Okay, well, tell us what those were.
Like nothing too spicy. Like she likes spice, but it can't be like hot.
I can see that.
I guess I could see that.
I don't think they have chili peppers in the Westchester.
Yeah, right.
You know?
The Connecticut chili pepper.
And not a fan of octopus. So we were all like,
Okay.
noted. But
Interesting.
then you have Jose, who you know
Right.
is going to love octopus, probably loves spice. So you had to find that balance all the time.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Because you
Okay.
didn't want to do something they don't like.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, if you're going to play to Jose's strength, you want it to be big, you want it to be bold, you want it to be setting mouths on fire. And with Martha, you're like, let's play it a little bit more
Knife cuts.
savory. Knife cuts.
Yeah.
Right. That's it.
Like, how can you make the dish look beautiful and perfect, so much flavor, but not hit either part?
Right, because you think about Martha, she has made her life building things that look perfect.
And
that
also on
look
entertaining.
beautiful.
It's got to make everyone at the table happy, right? Because that's the point of entertaining. It's not necessarily like, it's different than a restaurant scene, right? So yeah, she's used to like standardizing and making sure it's palatable for all guests. It's a different show than a restaurant chef is putting on.
Did she immediately have sending you home looks? I mean, like vibes or no?
No.
Okay.
She actually, like, when we first met her and she got to know us, she looked at us very like loving. I wouldn't say motherly, but like she was like kind of like looking us over and kind of, but not in a judgy way. I think she was new to this too. This was a whole new experience for everyone.
Yeah.
So like they say there was a lot of monkey wrenches, but you think about Top Chef first season, like nobody knew what was going to happen. So that was like constantly, you're just like, what were the rules? What are we supposed to do? And Martha and Jose were the same way. They were like, what do you want them to do now? It was crazy. It was crazy.
Everybody's kind of designing it on the fly.
Yeah.
So Guys Grocery Games has been around for 13 years now, and we have had 97 iterations of the show. You know, we're like, well, that didn't quite work. Let's try it this way.
Yeah, exactly. So it was a lot of that, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's set the scene really quickly. Again, tell us the name of it's View, right? Is the high-end showcase signature restaurant at Omni La Costa, correct? Okay. And what dishes did you bring for us? Set the table what we're eating.
So I brought you our new summer tomato salad, which is from View, and it's an heirloom cherry tomatoes with Valbraise feta, which is a French feta, so it's really creamy, less on the salty dryness. Some just like thinly shaved shallots and radish, and that like kind of smoky sherry vinegar, tomato vinaigrette that's on top of it.
Martha would send you home for this dish because it is delicious and it's spicy, right?
Yeah, it's got a little spice to it from the radish and from the shallots. So this dish is from View, and it's on our new summer menu.
And wait a minute. I take that back. I'm so full of shit. That is not spicy.
This one's not spicy. It's the other one.
The Romesco's got
Romesco. So the Romesco is actually from Bar Traza, which is our bar kind of lobby restaurant. Bar Traza is a Spanish themed restaurant, so like Spain. So we have a Romesco with just fresh vegetables and grilled like olivey bread and a little garlic spread on that. So the spice comes from both the raw garlic and from like a little bit of the peppers that's in the Romesco.
I love that you adjectified. How do you say adjective? Adjectified olivey.
Yeah, olivey, like the olive oil, like that's spicy too. It depends on which one you're using.
Yeah, like it can catch the back of your throat and that like real heat. That's when you know it's really good extra virgin.
And then we like that also, Jose was very into Spanish olive oil.
Of course.
And like we're in California, we make our own olive oil, which is also excellent. And then, you also have Italian olive oil. So it was he knew which one we were using and he would point it out constantly.
I love that.
I'll bet. That Romesco is fantastic because I've had so many Romesco sauces and a lot of them don't have that kick that one does. That one's got a real kick.
It's so nice.
And especially when you're doing raw vegetables with it too, because you already got that kind of fresh, balanced base.
I love the garlic flavor. It's, I mean, like a Romesco and a pesto are really like one and the same, like kind of the same mental family, right?
Yeah, green and red.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah. And so like that garlic.
The Christmas dips.
All day.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go back on how you got on the show.
Okay.
All right. And then I want to hear about Vegas. I want to hear about Married. So the first thing I want to understand is that your application to this show actually included a divorce adjacent request. I can't believe that your husband did this to you and that you guys apparently still talking and you still, raising kids together. Your husband nominated you and had to mention what you were bad at, right? Or you have like a personality flaw, right?
Yep. Okay. Absolutely. He has no problem telling me that. We've been together. We just celebrated 14 years married, been together about 20.
Okay.
We started our careers as like young little cooks, interns together at the Ritz-Carlton in like Las Vegas.
Okay.
And so we've grown together and like been able to kind of be each other's cheerleaders and mentors on like, hey, you really need to work on this.
Yep.
And I know I'm stubborn. Like I've been told my whole life I'm stubborn. Like I'm a Capricorn all over the place. And it is one of my flaws and I know it. I know, but like when I'm wrong, I will admit I'm wrong, but I stand pretty solid to what I believe and like my take on what I've done in my life and how I can like help food. So that needs to break. But one of those like attributes that like Martha and Jose were like, don't give up on being stubborn. Just learn how to use it to your advantage.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
And imagine if you get to be a chef of the level of all you guys. I mean, you're the executive chef of a great resort in San Diego. You know, they've had a little bit of fame as well. You know, I don't know if Martha would really call herself a chef. She's more of like a cook. She does everything. She's a chef of life.
Yes. Yeah, she's an architect, an experience architect.
Right.
I don't even know how she would refer to herself. I don't even want to actually feel like, are we like slandering?
No, she does everything.
Is this legal?
I think we're kind of comparing her to God right now. So I think we're okay.
We're being a little weird.
Yeah.
We called her Saint Martha at certain times. So
Okay,
it was,
so it's not just us.
Yeah, not just you, not just you. And then the other thing that my husband kind of got me on was my insecurities.
Okay.
So even though I've gotten as far as I am, I constantly am like, I'm not good enough to be doing what I'm doing.
Sure.
My dishes aren't good enough. This is too basic. I'm not doing the crazy gastronomy, like things that we want to see, molecular or rolling the skin and doing the thing. I've done that. It's just not my style.
Yeah.
I'm much more straightforward.
We had dinner together right as you were coming up on the finale. You knew you'd won it at the time, and you kept a secret. You know, you did really well. Your NDA was safe with everyone.
Yes.
But it was, and that was the same thing. The food was more approachable. It was more foundational and kind of, you know, it didn't try too hard, right? It didn't have 75 different bangles and accessories and foams and, you know, and centrifuges behind its story. You know, the flavors are just straightforward, kind of beautiful. You let the ingredients shine.
Yeah.
Right?
And like I like being in San Diego and California, we have such an agriculture, like we're a mecca for like everything, and being somewhere where it's like nice and warm all year round, we can get some really nice produce. So it's like, sure, you can make a tomato water by pulverizing it and draining it, and then you can make it into a gelée, and then you can put it into some other kind of form and foam it. And trust me, I've done all of that in my career, but it's like sometimes you just want to show. Also in a resort, you got to show them what they want.
Yeah.
And I just like being really true to the ingredients and like doing the techniques the right way to make them shine on their own.
Right. Beauty and flavor in simplicity.
Yeah, exactly.
So your husband nominates you and tells them your 2 week spots.
Yes. Probably more, but he's stuck with the 2.
So did you think that you had a chance to get on? And how'd you get the call? What was the process of getting on?
It was so interesting. The whole process was, you know, you go through these interviews. I'm sure for Guys Grocery Games, you have interview processes.
Sure. Video conferences.
And and it was just kind of like talking about who I am and how I've been and telling stories of like maybe times I've been stubborn or lost my temper a little bit. And, but as we were going through the interviews, it was just kind of like, it got to be a lot of just, the feeling for me was like, they're really going to look into our psyche. They're looking at how the mentorship is needed to break that ceiling. So I just kind of leaned into it as much as I could, and it obviously worked out for me. So yeah, it was a process.
So you get the call. Okay, so you are obviously you're at La Costa, right? And you're enjoying like a nice, stable job at this beautiful resort.
Your life is going just fine.
Yeah,
that I just took. So I like got the call, and I had only been at the hotel for 8 months.
Okay.
Maybe? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what made you want to do it personally? I mean, you'd done Chop before, so obviously you had a little bit of an interest in the cooking competition TV world, you know. But you also know that a show like this is going to be 6 weeks away from your husband, away from your job, away from your kids. You know what? You were like, that's José Andrés and Martha Stewart.
I had no idea who the judges were till they walked out that first episode.
Oh, no way.
No, we had no idea. They just told us that they were James Beard known, Michelin known, worldwide.
Yeah, no
and we were
kidding.
like, okay. And they told us it was going to be a mentorship kind of thing where we were going to go in and they were going to focus in on these issues. But we didn't know who they were until they walked out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I mean, it could have sucked. It could have been me. You know what I mean? Like,
We've got Troy Johnson.
Troy Johnson, you're like, wah, wah. You know?
Well, they told me before I started, they were like, you might have like crossed paths with some of the contestants or the judges in the past. And I was like, okay, well, I worked in Vegas. You cross so many people's paths there. I was like, sure.
You're LeBron James. Okay,
Yeah,
sure.
it could have been anybody, you know. But when
got
they
the luck
walked
of the
out, it
draw.
was like, oh, wow.
Yeah, this is legitimate. When I saw the headline of that, when I saw the host of it and the judges, I was like, oh, dear God.
I know. I remember being like, I actually will watch this show,
Yeah.
like based on that alone, just because I love them both so much.
And so what? And you were willing and ready to talk to La Costa to ask them politely if they could give you a few weeks off so you could try this new thing.
Exactly. So for me, it's like one of those things. Like Chopped was a one-time thing, and I did it, and it was like, I'll do that. It's a one day, easy. Never thought I'd do one of these competitions. Like I had been asked by like other mentors, like you should try out for Top Chef for this. And I'm like, I don't know. I just don't think I'm there in my career yet. And just taking the leap to move to California was such a crazy jump for us, like to move back.
Move back, yeah.
Kind of one of those like, you're getting this opportunity, you should take it. And sometimes you got to take that leap. And I guess I'm getting good at that. Like just take the leap and see where it takes you.
The name of the show is Yes Chef, and you need to say yes to opportunities as they present themselves in the
Exactly.
room. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Because anybody who doesn't understand these shows, I mean, and I'm not describing specifically your experience because I don't know what it's like, and you can kind of fill us in, but these shows, especially the ones that go on round after round after round. I mean, they're living. You're removed from your life. I know chefs who have told me about Top Chef is that they only had a certain amount of time to call home, and a lot of times it was like 5-10 minutes a day. You didn't have that much time. You're not really allowed to talk to the outside world. You are, for all intents and purposes, in the witness protection program of national TV, and you are just in this world, and you do it for 15, 16, weeks or 3 weeks or 2 weeks or however long it was, and you may lose a job while there because you have to take time off. I've known people who have, kind of asked for 2 weeks off. They went too far, not too far. They got success. Kept advancing, and then didn't win and lost a job, so there's a lot of risk involved. You're not risk averse, I guess.
No, not risk averse.
Okay.
I definitely, like Omni and we had lots of conversations on how to make it work.
Sure.
And they were excited for me. They knew it was something for me, not just the hotel, but for me. And I mean, you don't really hear of a lot of hotel chefs doing these kinds of competitions or getting very far in them. So I think they were interested to see what I could do.
Yeah.
And it just kind of was like my family, when I moved to San Diego from Vegas, I came out in May and my children didn't join me until the end of July. And my husband didn't come out till October. So us being apart wasn't so much an issue because we kind of did it before. And our kids are very independent for being
There was a rhythm of independence in the family.
And we're chefs. So it's like they're used to us working those long days where they don't really see us that much. And we really just take advantage of the time we're together.
Yeah.
So the hardest part on the show was we actually didn't get daily calls home.
Okay.
We got calls home and they had to be filmed for the most part.
Sure.
Because it's cool TV.
Right. Absolutely. See how you navigate your life in this experience. Yeah.
But like it was pretty good. I will say it. Like when I would call home to my children, they were so amped up to talk to me and like
my mom, the celebrity,
or just like my mom, and like not like they would just be like all over each other. And within 5 minutes of the call, I was like, I can hang up now. And we had like 15 minutes. And I was like, I love you, children, but I can't. This is like, I'm stressed as much as I can. And like, you're watching them. The first time I called, my daughter had stitches. And my husband was like, oh, yeah, we didn't think it was important enough to call you to let you know that we went to the emergency room. I was like, cool, my 9-year-old has stitches and like you didn't tell me until I saw it on the screen. I was like, okay, you guys are doing just great without me. So
he is in fact by that story a father.
Yes,
a dad,
totally. A total dad. And he's a great dad. He's the fun, like they had fun while I was gone. I came back and I was like, why does the house look like this? Clean your rooms, pick up the dog poop. What are you doing? Do your chores,
So was there a time on the show where you were like, I'm out, I'm in over my head? I'm sure that was almost probably every episode. If I've seen these shows go on, everybody at one point, it's like, what is this?
Oh, constantly. The sweet revenge or whatever that dessert challenge was, my like funny hashtag is I'm not a baker. I enjoy baking. Pastries are not my thing. And not having recipes or any way to know, and the stress. And then just knowing that like all these other people were able to do it. And I know for a fact what I did wrong. And I was just like, what am I doing here? Like every day you'd see something somebody else would do and be like, what am I doing here? Like,
right.
Let's just hope we make it to the next one. Let's hope we make it to the next one.
Was there a moment when you put a dish down in front of the judges that you were like, I'm going home on that one? That's it.
It was my brownie. It was awful. I put baking powder. It was so dry. I mean, like it was sweet. It was dry. It was not composed right. It was terrible. And luckily, like they edited it to not make me feel so bad. But the whole time I was like, that's terrible.
A brownie's a tough
I'm
one.
embarrassed.
Everyone's got memories of a brownie, right?
Yeah.
And a good one.
And like Martha's known for her chocolate brownie.
Right.
Like, I was just like, what was I thinking?
She
I was
is.
like, oh,
my
come
God.
on. But no, I mean, like Chef Lee was so talented, and he was like one of my biggest competitions that I was just like, I'd watch what he would do, and then I'd be like, how do we even size up together? Like, this is so crazy.
Right.
And then, like even Chef T, who was voted out got kicked off the second episode, like she's a force to be reckoned with. Like she is a talented woman and a huge personality. And I just felt like I was just like dwarfed next to her. So that's just that feeling of like, can I make it further than wanted to make it past the first one. Then I was like, next goal, let's say top 6, because that's halfway.
Yep.
And then I was like, if I can make it to the finale, I'm done. I don't even care if I win. And I made it to the finale. And then when they said my name, I was like, what? Like, that's crazy. It was crazy.
How many chefs were in the finale?
3.
There's 3 chefs.
Yeah.
Walk us through that moment. And you're waiting. Do you really think you have a shot? You're like, you know what? I've got a decent shot, but you never know, you know?
I thought it was between me and Chef Lee. And I really thought it was him just because of the technique. He went like a lot crazier on his, or like he went just like bigger, bolder dishes. And I went like refined and try to keep it true to like kind of my career a little bit.
Right.
But I just didn't know. You know, you don't hear the judges talking to each other and like when they're actually eating the food. And I had no idea. They said my name and it was a little bit like, what? Like me. Man. And then my husband was my sous chef. So he was actually there.
Yeah.
So that was surreal too. Like to celebrate with that person was just incredible.
Wait, so he was your sous chef?
He was my sous chef. Like they brought our nominators to be our sous chefs to cook the final dish.
For the final dish?
Yeah, for the final like challenge.
Thank God.
Okay.
Your nominator is a chef.
Yeah.
Huge layup.
And
Because
the
not everyone would have had that, right?
Actually, they did. So it was Chef Lee's sous chef and Chef Zane's boss. So like we all lucked out on that. I think most nominators were in the culinary scene. So because you're like sous chefs,
like someone's
Yeah.
kid sister.
Oh my God, could you imagine? They show up and they're like, I don't know how to cut a potato. What are you talking about?
Right. She's like, where's the microwave?
All right, so you had a full leg up there.
Yeah, it was super, like that was so helpful because I literally showed the menu to my husband and said, this is what I want to do. These are the techniques we're going to use. And he's been there for all of them. So he was like, okay.
Do you cook well together? Do you work well in the
do.
kitchen together?
We do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they announce your name, and that means you just won $250,000.
Yep.
That is not $7,000.
That is not.
That is not $20,000. That is a reasonably great return on your investment in time.
Yes,
You know?
absolutely. I mean, insanely wonderfully done.
So what did you do this morning?
This morning, I paid all of our debt off because I'm like, first thing I'm going to do, all debt gone.
Because that check cleared, right?
That check cleared. So all debt is gone, car payment is gone, and now we're debating on what to do with my car. And then the rest is going into just making us have like a solid life here. Like it was a struggle up till now. So it just solidified that we made the right choices.
Let's be honest. Anybody who moves into San Diego should get $250,000 just as like a
Seriously,
welcome
and
gift.
it's a different North County than the one you grew up in, right? And then left for Vegas and came back to financially, socially,
my God.
everything.
Everything. Well, socially, it's kind of nice because like living in La Costa is such a small town that like my best friend that I've known since I was 8 bought her parents' house and she's still there.
Right.
So it's like I still see her all the time. And there's a lot of people I went to high school who come to the resort. They're like members.
Oh,
Yeah.
So it's interesting that way, that like whole new world, like not culinary focused, more like old life focused. But yeah, the price of houses is like insane in North County. Yeah, insane.
So you were able to, what's the one thing that you're going to do for yourself? You got to have, there's always got to be a treat, right? You just put yourself through, how many weeks was it for you?
It was about 5.5 weeks.
5.5 weeks.
Yeah.
Usually it's about 5.5 to 6 weeks
Yeah.
when they do these things. So 6 weeks, you're on the road, you're grueling, you're grinding, I mean, obviously it's a fun time and it's a great experience and everything else, but it also takes a toll. I mean, you are sequestered from the rest of your normal life, and the people that you love. And you got $250,000. You best be doing something. I want to see pretty shoes.
I just thought about that. I was like, I should buy some shoes.
I know,
Or
right?
a bag or something that I would never, ever buy because I'm just a practical person that I would
See,
never
I
do
would have
that.
before the
You
money
are
hits.
way too good of a mom.
Yeah, you're way too good. I would have before the money hits. I would have been like, well, it's coming.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
justified.
Well, I took the kids to Disneyland and my in-laws to Disneyland this past Monday to celebrate my daughter's birthday, which
You're getting
is today.
closer.
So I did. We all went. We did Fast Pass. We did the whole thing.
Okay, there
but
you
we
go.
also, but we didn't like splurge while we were there.
What
Wait,
about
said,
you?
You said Disneyland?
Yeah.
Oh, so you have no money left?
No.
You have. It's
Yeah,
too
you're officially broke now. The whole $250,000 actually gone.
One day at Disneyland.
Okay, so with her $250,000.
I don't know. I'm not satisfied. I think you still need something that's
need
like
something.
really just for you.
Yeah.
Just going to call it.
I mean, like right now I'm leasing my car, so I'm like thinking of just like buying something. But that seems so frivolous.
I will
would've-
accept that if you turn in the car that you're leasing and then just buy a new one.
Well, that's the idea.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like, yeah,
I
no,
accept
just
this.
just buy
That's-
it like for cash.
That's frivolous enough. I accept this. Yes.
but it feels like that's like too big. I'm like, or I could pay half of it.
No.
I would have already had in my mind putting a saddle on an Iberico ham, Iberico pig,
yeah,
you know, and go just kind of traipsing through the acorn fields. You
I
know?
would have hams. I would be dripping in Bottega Veneta. I mean, you would know it. You would know it very instantly that I had won something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I really haven't thought about it other than the practical, like, let's pay debt off, let's feel
I
comfortable.
think that's because you're a good person.
I try.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least there's one in this room.
I mean, Martha called me a good person when I won the challenge to solidify my place. She's like, you've just been a good person and you've been like so helpful to all the other contestants. I have like a meme of me crying because I was just like, Martha Stewart called me, a good person. I'll take it. I will
This
take
is
it.
almost the antidote to the bear in our chef TV
Oh my God,
viewing
you're right,
world
it
right
is.
now, right?
We're healing
'cause
on camera.
It's about support. It's about, you know, the personality. It's about teamwork. It's about being a good person as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. No, exactly. They're so similar. Like I want to be a good person. I don't want to be somebody who's yelling at my team and making them feel bad about themselves.
Kitchen
I want them-
Confidential era
Yeah.
is over. We're turning that over.
And like, how do we do it in a positive way to get like, I want my team members to be more successful than I am. It's like a mom.
Yeah.
You're like looking for
Yeah.
your children to just take over, like do it, own it, win it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and
two-
take me along with you and maybe support me later in life. You know, that's
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
Yeah, buy me a house. I'll be okay.
When
with
I'm old and drooling on myself, you
Yeah.
know, like collect the spittle.
that. Yeah. All you chefs remember who I am and support me at some point.
Absolutely.
I'm going to be feeble at some point.
And when you all have
Comes for
your
us all.
beard-winning Michelin bistros serving, you know, I don't know what we'll be serving in 20 years, but it'll be made in a lab somewhere.
I hope we'll be serving something. I'll be satisfied with that.
Yeah. Still eating, not pellets. We'll be doing food still.
Not Soylent or something.
So back up a little bit. You did time in Vegas. I mean, you guys obviously you met your husband as you were both just interns,
We
externs.
were interns, like our externs, interns. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got paid, so that was kind of nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. But you did Joël Robuchon.
Yep. I worked for Joël Robuchon for about 2.5 years at his 3-star Michelin in Vegas.
So you can do the potatoes.
I could do the potatoes. I actually did the potatoes just recently for when the chefs came out for our anniversary.
If you don't know the Robuchon potatoes, they're very, very famous. I think they're more butter than they are potatoes, but
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 60-40. Yeah, butter to potato.
It's so good.
And it hurts your heart a little bit, but they're delicious.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like you can feel your body seizing as you eat them,
And you just don't
But
wanna stop.
But it's seizing in joy.
Yeah.
I love liquid potatoes.
Yeah. So Robuchon,
Yep.
what was it like for you guys being chefs in Vegas, and how does your life not just absolutely explode into 50,000 different pieces, as if somebody from the equator just found themselves on a double diamond in a
Yeah,
snow?
we wouldn't do well there.
No.
Oh, yeah. Vegas, I mean, you get kind of tired. Like, we moved out there when we were in our early 20s, and you live it up. You know, you do the
Sure.
party scene and you do the gambling a
Oh,
little
you
bit.
did the party. You were a pie gal.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean, like, you know, you play a little craps and you play a little blackjack, and then you realize, like, I only make this much money and I just lost all of it. So you
Yeah.
get kind of tired of it really quick.
That's how I feel about gambling. Does not entice me at all. I'm like, wait, it's gone now?
It's gone. But drinking all night until the sun comes up, that we stuck with for a
That
little
I
while.
can understand.
Before kids, before marriage, we definitely were like, oh no, the sun's going up and we have to be at work later.
When
so it's like,
when the person with the vacuum comes into the casino, that's when you know you've stayed too long.
or you walk outside and you're like, the casino's dark, and you walk outside and it's like bright. Morning has been going on. Breakfast is going to stop being served. And you haven't gone home yet. It's
I
pretty bad.
actually,
happens.
Yeah.
I really shouldn't admit this, but I got hired to do a Food Network gig as a judge of a show, and it was at a casino. It was actually in the desert, right outside of the casino, and so I stayed at the casino all night. I won $2,000. I was up $2,000. Well, Troy also
You did not just go back in.
well. Well, so Troy never leaves the table. Troy decides that he's now a master gambler because the Sierra Nevadas have been ample and
This is men
frequent.
versus women, I think.
And so
we're getting to it.
So I'm like, oh my God, look at me. I am Ocean's 56. I'm the most advanced versions of Oceans. I'm reading cards.
Yeah, I'm seeing through. I've got X-ray vision.
And so I stay up until 4 a.m. before my shoot.
Oh no.
And I not only lose the $2,000, I start going to the ATM.
Oh no.
Because I had already lost my $2,000. I got to get this back. I'm the card whisperer, so I lose $2,000 trying to win back that $2,000. At one point, the dealer looks at me and she goes, go to sleep. So she can't move her lips because she's not supposed to.
Oh, they're not supposed to tell you.
Yeah,
No.
she's like, go to sleep. Just you're not doing well.
She's like, you're a nice guy.
Go-
Get out
go-
of here.
Go to sleep.
Just leave.
And I was like, no. I'm fine. Lost $2,000 and didn't do so great on that show, by the way.
Oh no.
Anyways,
Oh man.
But I mean, Vegas was great to us. We both followed kind of the same career path, not at the same restaurants. So I worked for Hubert Keller at Fleur de Lis. He worked
Yep.
for Daniel Boulud at DW when it was at the Wynn.
Yeah.
I went to Joel Robichon, 3-star. He went to L'Atelier. So
Yeah.
we actually worked in the two different
cool.
restaurants. I opened Aria at a restaurant called Sage under Sean McLean, who was amazing. And I worked for him for close to a decade.
I was out there for the opening of Aria, so you were
Yeah,
there.
I was there. I was
Okay.
there definitely getting drunk.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Do
It
you
was a fun
do
one.
you remember when they actually was it Aria? It was the Cosmopolitan Hotel where they actually had to change the architecture of it because
That was Veer.
That-
That was the like condos because they didn't. So it was supposed to like look like DNA and go back around.
Oh, that was
and they
Veer.
had to stop. So it like just made this like X.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's why
Yeah.
it looks like
and
that.
so a sunray kept on superheating.
Oh, that too.
Yeah, a sunray in Vegas kept on superheating off of the glass towers, and it was making people's hair smoke at the pool.
At the pool. Yeah, that was Vidara.
That was Vidara.
Yeah, and they had to change like the
I
tint
love-
or like put like I don't remember what they did. Sunshades. It was crazy. There were so many issues with how City Center was built.
I love that.
But yeah, it was super fun to be inside it. At the
Nice
time.
chandelier in there.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
That hotel's gorgeous.
It
I
is.
love that hotel. So working for Sean McLean, we opened a pizzeria, brought Jake in, my husband, to open the pizzeria.
Okay.
At that point, we like the day that they did like the friends and family for executive, we announced that we were pregnant with our first kid. And so he was there through both kids being born. And then he went into the banquet side to try to level out our hours because we were both working like insane.
Oh my God! So why did you come back home? Now, you did all that experience there, and if you were going to describe working, actually before that, if you're going to describe working in Vegas to an aspiring chef, like I want to go to Vegas, because if you're in San Diego, a lot of times the experience, the instinct is I'm going to go to New York, I'm going to go to Chicago, I'm going to go to Hyde Park, I'm going to work in the restaurants, or I'm going to go to Chicago, work up, it's just another big city. I'm going to go to Portland, I'm going to open up a food truck, and and
Go to LA, do the Michelin thing,
yeah.
or go to Vegas and get the real octane.
if you could describe it in a couple sentences, what do you think?
It's high volume, so it's hard work because you're doing even 3-star Michelin or like the quality you do in a lot of those restaurants. It's elevated. It's beautiful food, and it's still just as hard if you're doing 100 covers a night
Sure.
as you're doing 400 covers a night. So it's a lot of hard work, but you really learn how to function that way. Like learn how to prep, you learn how to execute, let things go. I mean, you play hard, you party hard, you work hard. And that's kind of like, it's when you become a family that like you have kids, it gets harder because you don't want like, I love to work like
You're
that.
not going there for the tea culture.
No.
Yeah.
No. And I love to work hard. I love to put in the hours. I love to party afterwards. I love
Yeah.
all of that. And I still do. But once I became a mom, I was like, I became a mom to be a mom. I didn't become a mom
Yeah.
to have somebody else raise our kids.
Yep.
So I actually stepped out of the kitchen for a few years to like figure it out if like I really needed to keep going forward with being a chef or something else.
And both you and your husband had success.
Yeah.
in the
We were both
industry.
rising still. It
You
was
know what it
just,
takes.
yeah. And it was like, okay, I've been at my place for almost 10 years. I'll take a step out.
Yep.
And you keep, because he was rising quickly. And I was like, you keep doing what you're doing.
Awesome.
And I was miserable. I was absolutely miserable. I loved everybody I worked with. I did sales. I learned the other side of food.
Okay.
So I did like high-end imported foods as sales. And I just was like, this is not for me. I'm not a cold call person. I don't want to walk in and be like, buy my foie gras.
I'm listening to her and I'm like, it sounds very familiar.
It's horrible.
We put Jackie in sales until we took her out of sales.
After I had a baby. And I was a little like,
I was miserable. I was like, I hate this. And so actually when COVID happened, I got hired to help open a restaurant during that like building. And it was just like, this is what I should be doing.
Was that at Vegas?
That was in Vegas. It was a local place in Vegas. And the reason we left is I love Vegas. I have the best mom group out there. That's like
I
our
can
little
tell
community.
you clearly really have a lot of affinity.
Love
for
Vegas.
It. Yeah.
Vegas is fun.
Yeah.
But it's expensive for like, we were at Moonlight Beach yesterday for 7 hours. It cost us $10 for like ice and sandwiches, like to like build sandwiches and things. And it was like, we were there all day.
And I love this take on coastal San Diego being the affordable family destination.
Well, it's like you don't have to pay for everything.
This is good news for us who are raising kids here.
Honestly,
I love this
as
spin on
somebody
it.
who
Thank
lives
you.
in OB, I say that all the time to people.
I'm going to take that to the bank.
I put them in the sand.
Yeah.
I bring my food.
Yeah,
I put him in the sand, and he runs at that water back and forth and back and forth.
Just be outside
and
all year long.
Then
Yeah.
then that little
And hiking and like there's like the farmers markets here are incredible. And it's not that Vegas doesn't have that stuff, but you have to pay for every single thing you do. And it's like, great. Also, unless your kids are in a private school, like we were in a charter school, the schools are the worst in the country.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't. Like I grew up here in public
It's
schools.
a weird transient tax base, right? Because that city's not really built for the people that live there. It's built for the people who come to visit.
It's for transient, and they don't foster higher education, really. Right. They foster either get sports degrees, or go into working for the casinos.
Right.
They really like that's kind of where it goes.
Well, God forbid people get really smart and decide not to play blackjack until 7 a.m.
Yeah, I mean,
not allowed.
So we wanted to get out of there. We were like, where should we go? And I worked with a headhunter, and they were like, do you know the Omni La Costa? And I was like, no, I don't, because it wasn't the Omni when I lived here. It was La Costa Resort and Spa.
Oh, right.
So I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And they were like, oh, it's La Costa Resort and Spa. I was like, that I know. I grew up a mile from here. I was like, absolutely. So it all just kind of worked out perfectly.
God, so you got to come dome.
Yeah.
You know, did it feel good to be home? Did it feel weird to be home? Are you missing? Vegas for me would be for you. What the Casbah was for me, because I wrote about music for the longest time, and I would live in the Casbah 5 nights a week. I was just that little troll in the bar that was just like, I'm taking notes about this new little band, you know. And it was I had a running +1 at the Casbah. You know, nice. Tim Mays would just like, just come on in because you're covering a lot of bands and you're sending me business and everything else. You know, so I just would sit up there and just have a beer. And then finally, I was 32 years old. I remember looking around, and like everybody in the room was younger than me, and they all looked like they were doing heroin or trying to pretend like they were doing heroin. And I'm like, you know what? I think my time has come. Yeah. You know, I think
like I've aged out.
I think I need to move on and not put on a suit and tie, but just genuinely kind of almost act my age.
Right.
You know.
And yeah, we got there. Like it got to the point where every time we changed careers or changed jobs, I was like, we should look to leave. We talk about leaving. And I always wanted to come home. I was like, I want to go back to
that was always
Carlsbad.
the goal.
I wanted to come back, but I was like, I'll go anywhere else. But I also
you were lying inside your heart.
Yeah, I was like, no, we're going to California. I want to be closer to my family. I want to be.
And you got paid to come home. That's pretty legit.
Yeah, and I mean the tasting went well, and I told him I was like, I'm not doing this tasting if I get the job and you say I don't know. That's not like it's. If I get the job, we go.
We go.
And he was like, okay,
all right.
And I mean he had just opened Fountain Blue a few months before I came to do my tasting.
Oh,
okay.
And so he stayed out there to almost hit his year.
Sure.
And because he promised
Respectable.
they had big stuff going on, and he really wanted to help the hotel. He's a very loyal person too.
So where's he chefing now?
He is the number 2, so executive sous chef for the La Jolla Beach and Tennis Club.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
LBTC. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got some more talent over there, because I think the executive chef over there, I think she came from
Ananda. She came from Lila. Yeah.
From Lila. Yeah, that's right.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's incredible.
Lila Maria Vaga restaurant. She was over there. Yep.
So
awesome.
they're like changing it all because they both have like very similar visions of how they want to see Beach and Tennis Club evolve, which it is going through a lot of renovations. Yeah. So it's really cool what they're doing.
Massively reinventing itself. So now you're home. You're cooking at the nicest resort in the area. Are you going to be serving dishes that you did on Yes Chef? Or?
We are like we pop them up here and there, but we will be adding them to menus coming fall.
Okay.
Yeah. for sure.
And when you say where, I mean, obviously you're running the show. I met your right hand.
You met Cameron or Ben or both? You probably met both.
He cooked me something like he cooked like a Trinidadian steak.
That's Cameron. So Cameron is the chef de cuisine of View Restaurant.
Okay,
got it. He is incredible. We got him from 333 Prime in Oceanside.
Yep.
So he came over to us. He's incredible. He's just talented. He's like this person who just wants to be out there and really he's just starting to get his feet wet.
So you got to go, if you guys at home got to go taste both these guys' dishes down there. So I mean, you basically have hand in menu creation, menu ideation. You help refine the dishes, and then you have your CDCs, chef de cuisines, that kind of run the shows.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
But it's I want to get more into it so people are eating my food too, because it is weird when people are like, where do we go to eat your food? It's like, you'll come to the hotel and it will be everywhere.
I think for the next few weeks, if not for the next month and a half, I think that you should just be ponied up drinking a margarita at the bar.
Or at least just pulling rank and just being like, yes, my dishes now. This, mine. This is where you can eat my food.
I mean, a lot of this, both of these dishes were things that I was like, these are going on the menu. And they're like, okay. And I was like, and here's how I want this. And here's a recipe for that. And I want you guys to do it and show it to me and we'll tweak it.
Yeah, there you go. But I mean, and this is not like there's slow quitting, there's fast quitting, there's margarita quitting. This is not me suggesting that you just give up on your job. No. I would want to meet the woman who just just sit down and talk about the show and eat some of the dishes and have it, you kind of be like the entertainer for a little bit. So do we have more dinners planned too around all of this? Or?
So starting in the fall, we do a thing called Chef and Friends at View.
Okay, got
where we're going to do them once a month, and we're going to invite other chefs from either San Diego, or we'll take some people from Vegas that I got tight with, or LA, and have them do a dinner paired with either beverage or wine or beer, or mocktails if you do.
Yep.
And we'll continue those for every month. And I think we're planning some other. We just had the Yes Chefs here for our 60th anniversary.
Awesome.
And we were saying maybe we'll do one around Christmas, because Christmas in San Diego gets real quiet.
Yeah.
So if we did something we're trying to get Martha out here, we were saying we could call it a Merry Martha Christmas and have her come out for Yes Chef little reunion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But, so what are our chances? And this is another question I had to ask you: is that you asked her to come visit you?
Well, so in episode 3, she said to me, if I were to win, after we discussed where I worked, she would come visit.
Interesting. What's your address?
My address
yes.
or hers?
Yours.
Personally?
Can I be there when she gets there?
Oh, yes, please. Okay. I was like, I'm not gonna, it's the Costa resort. I was like, my personal address, I don't think so.
So in episode 3, you asked her.
I asked her.
If she would come and visit if you won.
She said, no, she flat out said, she's like, I'll come see you if you win. And then I was like, well, I have to win now. So every day I wake up and be like, you're going to win this. You're going to win this. You have to win this, because I got to show up in San Diego with Martha Stewart. I mean, come on.
You're bringing Martha Stewart back to San Diego.
That's what I'm saying. Yes.
That is a hunt and gather
I got to get her here.
Of legends.
I agree. You have to get her here.
So okay. I have definitely mentioned it. I keep mentioning it because they did show it in the show. Will you come visit me? And it's written.
You should start commenting on our Instagram posts. Hey, Martha, come visit.
I'm
waiting for you to come visit.
Follow me, and I will tag you constantly. So I'm
the Martha. Cable guy. Hey, Martha, it's me.
Dear Martha Stewart, we have a desk for you here at San Diego Magazine. Feel free to do any of your remarkable
Deputy editor,
things.
Guest editor.
You can be a guest editor for the day. You can be a guest chef over here with Brubs.
You can be her best friend. Anything you want.
Anything, yeah.
Okay.
We'll all just pal.
So the point of all this is that you went on a show that you didn't know how well you would do. You stood there in front of 2 of the most famous people in the culinary world today. They announced that you won $250,000. You just got the check this week, paid off all of your debt, and your life is in a really nice spot right now.
It's comfortable. It's the first time in forever it feels comfortable.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And everybody who wants to try your food, go to View.
Yep.
And what would you say? I mean, go to View, have dinner.
Go to View, go to Bartraza. I mean, I worked with our corporate team on the mandated summer menu. So even if you go to our pools, that's all my food.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So everywhere on the hotel, if you eat anything, I've got my hand in it.
She's everywhere.
I'm everywhere.
All right. Well, congrats.
Thank you so much.
And now we're going to move on to the part of the show called Get Some, where we're going to recommend things that we have eaten. By the way, I haven't mentioned, Gary, we did talk about it. I love that. That is delicious food.
Oh, thank you very much.
Unsurprisingly. You should go on a cooking show on TV.
I should. Maybe I could win.
All right. So where's your spot? Like in Carlsbad North County, preferably, because that's obviously your backyard. I know that you're a chef, so you probably don't have any time to go out and eat. You're eating
That is so fair. That is so fair. We never go out. Like, we're like, where do we go? Wildlands.
Okay.
In Carlsbad Village is great. We love it for breakfast. We actually, I'm going to be real, I haven't been there for dinner yet because it's just our breakfast spot.
Yep.
Or lunch. We love that place. It's excellent. Same, which is also in Carlsbad Village. It's this little tiny place. Great happy hour, good food. Really good
the
food.
lasagna? Wait, is it same lasagna? Am I making that
Is
up?
that the place with the
the ring mold lasagna?
I think so.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think so. It's Thai.
No. Okay. Oh, it's Thai.
It's
Same
Thai
thing.
food.
That's right.
But a ring
Just
mold
kidding.
lasagna, do they lift it and the bechamel comes
Yes,
pouring out? No,
yes.
I'm not sure what that is.
Yeah, God, I know the name of that restaurant. I actually did it as my I get some. Anyways, I'm having a complete brain meltdown.
And then my other place would be in Solana Beach that I went to my entire life is Fidel's.
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean, I love Fidel's.
I used to work on Stevens, my first job in San Diego, so I used to go there all the time, and that was my choice of the pick.
I
as
love
well.
Fidel's.
Fidel's is phenomenal.
It's
okay.
fantastic.
Doesn't get more
So we got two. We got same.
Same.
Fidel's,
Wildlands,
and Wildland.
Yep.
Wildland is the restaurant, obviously, that was opened up by the Michelin star winning Jeune Jolie team. That was the first partnership between the chef that was hired to make Jeune Jolie into a Michelin star, Eric Bost, and then John Resnick, who was started as the vibe manager at the Hard Rock Cafe when it first opened up in San Diego, Hard Rock Hotel. It was the actual name on a name tag, vibe manager. But also, I think he went to Harvard Hospitality School.
Right.
And paid attention and went to CH and then opened up Jeune, Campfire, Wildland, and now Lilo, which just was named its own Michelin star.
10 weeks open and a Michelin star. That's incredible.
I texted Eric Boss and I'm like, congratulations on being open for 7 seconds and getting a Michelin
Yeah,
star.
right. I mean, you could just start a really tight consulting business off of that. Just be like, I got the template. Here it is.
If you have not tried his food, you need to. I mean,
$250,000. Here you go.
That's it.
You can have it.
Yeah. Well, no, she went to Disneyland. She doesn't have any money left.
I do need to go
right.
eat there too. We just had June and Jolie for our anniversary and it was fantastic.
It is. It
It
really is.
it's amazing.
It is so good. I went there during the pandemic when he'd just taken over. And Andrew Bachelier deserves a lot of credit. He's at Mana and just about ready to open up Chicken Hawk right now.
Right.
So he deserves a lot of credit for getting it to the edge and the precipice of getting a Michelin. And then Eric Boss came in and kind of finished the job, right?
Exactly.
But when I came in and tried Eric's food, I hadn't had a meal like that since Cali opened.
I believe it.
You know, it was, I wrote this story on Instagram and San Diego Magazine's website, and I was like, oh my God, it's so good. Everybody, he's cooking on a different planet. You gotta go. And I think that was the whole gist. That was that was a transcript of it.
I believe it.
Yeah, it was
I
so
believe
good.
it. Been there. I mean, been there. Been at the Drooly stage before. So.
So good. Okay, where are you going?
So I'm going to Wildflower Delicatessen. I went recently, Liberty Station. That is Phil Esteban's new daytime spot. I think they just shifted away from dinner into purely daytime stuff, but it's really good. The drinks there, which I have to be honest, I'm turning 40 this year. I'm not often going out for brunch drinks anymore, to be totally honest with you. But these are worth getting because they're all really sessionable, really low ABV. They're developed by the bartenders at Realm of the 52 Remedies. And they have they're all just riffs on your favorite cocktails, but your favorite brunch drinks. So they've got a spritz that's an espresso spritz. And so it's got the Aperol in the foam and the whole thing is really incredible.
Nice.
So they've got some very cool brunch drinks that I've honestly never seen before. And so it feels weird to go there to recommend just to drink because all of the food is so excellent, but you could have
And if you don't know Phil Esteban, he was our chef of the year 3 or 4 years ago. We've been covering his career forever.
I think he's the best in San Diego.
He's a
one of them.
phenomenal. He's just a good dude and a good chef. And he was at Momofuku in New York. He came here. And he was the R&D chef for CH Projects. He was at Cork and Craft before that. And they opened up White Rice, which is a great Filipino kind of fast casual concept.
Also Liberty Station Public Market.
Liberty Station Public Market. And San Diego Kid, born and raised in National City. Filipino culture informs a lot of his food. This space that you're talking about, Wildflower, is right by Caruth. So it basically shares a patio with
right in the middle of Liberty Station.
Right in the middle of Liberty Station. And it only opened, we did a first look on it about, 6 months ago?
I think you're right.
I think it has been 6 months.
Yeah.
Daytime food, if you're anywhere near Point Loma, that's definitely a great call.
Prime rib sandwich with a horseradish jus.
Okay.
Oof.
All right.
A breakfast panna cotta.
Yeah. Okay.
Really good.
All right.
Yeah.
Keep talking. It sounds delicious.
Has passion fruit in it, which we know how I feel about.
Okay. I didn't mean keep talking. I'm just kidding.
I was like, wait, really? I was like, are you fucking serious? Because you know I won't shut up. You can't say that to me.
The two words you never say to Jackie
I was
Bryant
like,
are keep
did
talking.
you see me just go, okay? You can't tell
I
me
love
that
you
even
so
as a
much.
joke. I won't get it.
She is like, she's that toy that you wind up, and it eventually runs out of steam, except for hers just doesn't run out of steam. It just keeps on going and never.
You have to hold it so it stops
Yeah,
going.
That's funny. Or you have to twist it the other way so it speeds through
And I mean
it.
that in the most loving way.
Did you just go like,
Your brain and your stories are beautiful. Okay. For me, and this is we've talked about them before, and I want to talk about them right now because they're going through their 60th anniversary, and I'm saying this because I had this dish at our Best of San Diego party, the lobster roll from Mr. A's. Holy shit!
it's Monday on the happy hour list, right?
I
I'm
think
pretty
it's Monday.
positive. I've been for that specific purpose.
It is so good. There's a lot of mid lobster rolls out there in San Diego,
Especially on the West Coast.
especially on the West Coast. It's just it's not the song of our people. We don't sing it well, but this one, the chef Amy, the pastry chef, she makes her own in-house brioche.
Oh, I'm sure it's amazing.
Oh, and it's just opened up. It's lightly dressed, nice claw meat. And again, they're doing their 60th anniversary. So you check out Mr. A's. It's a really good time. If you haven't seen it since, Ryan, who's a longtime GM, and really kind of stewarded that. The story of that is actually one of my favorites, is that, they're basically, they had lost the lease. Mr. A's was going out. They were going under.
Toast.
It was done.
Finito.
Bertrand had a good run, but it was going to, this iconic thing in the sky was going to be gone. And Ryan Thorson, being the GM, was, they're all kind of like, well, where are all these people that have been here for 20, 30 years? Where are they going to work? And, as they're coming closer to the end of the run, he'd go down to get Starlight burgers for the entire staff as they were finishing up their side work after a grueling service, right? And they'd all just sit around and talk about the times. And he was like, you know what? I can't let this end. So he went to Bertrand and he said, look, if I can, get us a new lease, if I can talk to Manchester, who owns the building, and I can get a new 20-year lease on this, will you sell it to me? And he was like, I will. He's all, good luck. You're not going to be able to do that. Ryan said he shit his pants.
Because Ryan's in his 30s, right? Like, to be clear, Ryan's not like, a
Yeah.
scion in his 60s. He's a young guy.
Yeah, he's a very smart individual, but he went in with a briefcase and he went to like the Manchester financial people who obviously are kind of intimidating and know what the hell they're doing, and he said,
building people.
hi, I would like a new lease for Mr. Ace. And he got it. And
That's
so
amazing.
Bertrand sold to him.
That's so cool.
And now he's really renovated, made it cool, and they're experiencing 60 years. They're doing a bunch of special dinners, so check them out.
Girl dinner's on Tuesday. I just have to make this clear because
Okay.
people are asking their girl dinner during happy hour, Caesar salad, truffle French fries, and then they have all these different kind of martinis. So you heard it here first. It's the best one in town right now.
Are
There's a
you
lot.
telling me they're doing a girl dinner? They're only giving you salad, fries, and drinks?
That's
Babe,
exactly
that's
what a girl
dinner is.
That's what a girl dinner is.
All right, we're going to talk about girl
right.
dinner in a future episode.
When
Troy needs some
stereotypes
education.
ring true. That's awesome. Okay, anyways, that's it. Chef Brubs, thank you so much for coming on. Where can people find you and then Omni as well?
You can find me on Instagram at Chef Brubs or Brubs, either way. You can also find me on Facebook with Emily Brubaker. I think TikTok under Shemily, which is Chef Emily.
Mm-hmm.
And Omni, you can find us on Instagram as well, either Omni as a whole or Omni La Costa.
Okay, awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you
again,
so
and Thank you
much.
for sharing your story and your damn delicious food.
Yeah.
Jack Bry at JACQBRY on Instagram. I'm at Hey Troy Johnson. We will be back next week with...
So San Diego Mag, don't forget to follow.
What's that? We're going, in Fuego. The Del Mar staple has been there 30 years. They've lasted 30 years in that village. They're going to tell some stories of...
I'm stoked.
I know.
Not
Get the
gonna lie.
insider
I'm ready to go
Del
like
Mar
deep
scoop.
Del Mar, deep Del Mar Village. You know,
I'm in.
I'm gonna cosplay like I'm rich. And
You're
one
going
of
to
them.
cosplay Del Mar.
I live there.
We're cosplaying Del Mar next episode. All right. See you guys.
Thank you.